Welcome to this session of mindfulness, awareness, and compassion practice. What we're going to do today is a sequence of short practices, settling and centering, what's called close placement or awareness of our body in space and how our thoughts are arising, then openness to the environment, open awareness, connecting with sense perceptions as well as feelings, and then a contemplation on compassion. So let's gently close our eyes. We'll work with our posture first. It's helpful to have our posture in an upright but gentle or relaxed way. It sounds like an oxymoron to hold yourself upright but then relax. One of my teachers calls it loosely straight. So the idea is then the breathing flows more easily and our body and our mind reflect each other. When our body's slumped over, our mind gets kind of down. If our chin is up and we're kind of floating up into space, we get spaced out. So let's get our seat settled. And too often we're so much in our heads, not in our body, and not connected with the earth. So the first step is really settling down. We have all these upwards, like built up and worked up, but nobody's ever calmed up. So we want to calm down, move our energy down. So first, feel your sit bones in your seat. If you're sitting on a cushion on the floor, your legs are crossed in front of you. If you're on a chair, just feel your sit bones. Either way, tilt a little bit side to side, a little bit forward and back until you feel like the weight is centered. Now for your legs, if you're on the cushion on the floor, you just have crossed legs. But if you're in a chair, you can start with have your feet flat on the floor, about hip width apart, so that your shins are vertical to the floor, and your knees are also about hip width apart. The one caution here is if your knees are higher than your hips, it's going to put a little pressure on your hip joints and your lower back. So if that's the case, you can slide your feet across each other, cross at the ankles, let your knees widen out, and then they'll be lower than your hips that way. As for your torso, I talked about upright but not rigid. I feel like there's a straight line, although there is curvature in your spine and your neck and your head. I feel like it's a straight line from your tailbone all the way to the back of the top of your head. And what that does, if it extends up past your shoulders to the back of the top of your head, what happens is that straight line naturally pulls your chin in a little bit. And that's the ideal posture to let the breath come in your nostrils. And mostly we're going to be breathing in through our nose, out through our nose, and a little through the mouth is okay. But the air comes in your nasal passages and this way straight down. As I said, it's blocked if your head's tilted down or tilted up. So that upright but not rigid. As for your arms, you want to let your upper arms hang straight down and bend at the elbows and let your forearms and hands go along your thighs, hands palm down on your thighs. They should be just behind your knees. Now the only little bit of added tension I want to suggest is to raise your sternum, your breastbone, just a tiny bit up and forward, just a quarter of an inch. That movement you'll feel if you do that just a tiny bit, don't move anything else, your chest opens up, your shoulders come back a little bit. And your breathing is much fuller without you having to try to breathe fuller. And it lets your lungs fill side to side as well as top to bottom. Your jaw, let your jaw be relaxed, but not hanging open. And as I said, you can let a little air out of your mouth. So if you want to have your lips slightly parted, that's okay. If you're more comfortable just breathing in and out through your nose, you can have your lips very lightly touching. Let your tongue rest just as it is, naturally. Or one of the traditional positions to hold your tongue is to let it float up and let the tip of your tongue rest gently against the upper palate, just behind your front teeth. Now that's said to lessen the flow of saliva, so you have to swallow less often. But if you have to swallow, don't worry about it. If you have to cough, like I just did, just be mindful. Notice that you feel like you need to do something. If you have an itch that you need to scratch because it's very distracting, certainly if you have a sharp pain, move right away. But anything else, if you feel like you need to move, decide that first. Don't just do it as a knee-jerk reaction. Just be aware, okay, I'm gonna clear my throat now, move my hand up, and move my hand back down. So we do things with awareness. Now, the last section of what we're going to do today, I talked about it as compassion and working with the energies that cause suffering in the world. So it's important for us to dedicate our session, the work that we're going to do today, that everything we do that we have in mind is so that we can be more authentically present, and that allows us to be more genuinely responsive and helpful to others. So I just want to set that as the ground behind everything we're doing. Okay, so we have our posture. Now, let's sweep out any tension that we don't need to hold our posture. Again, it's the upright but not rigid, and a little bit of raised breastbone. And everything else can just relax around that. It's kind of like our spine is a tent pole, and then the rest of our body is the canvas just hanging from that tent pole before it's pulled out and stretched out. So let your be aware of your scalp, your face, ears, jaw, all around. And take a breath, and as you breathe out, feel like all that tension melts and flows down and out of you, into the earth. Be aware of your neck and shoulders, upper arms. Breathe out, let the tension melt and flow down and out of you. The in-breath is energizing, the out-breath is settling, letting go. So we're letting go of the tension. Your chest, a little bit of tension holding your breastbone up. Let everything else relax around that. Your chest and your upper back, rib cage all around. Breathe out, let the tension melt. Solar plexus, stomach, lower back, core and deep belly. Breathe out, let the tension melt. Sometimes we're holding and clenching our deep belly and pelvic region. Just throughout your deep belly, pelvic region, hips. Breathe out, let the tension melt and flow down and out of you. forearms, hands, and thighs, knees, calves, ankles, and feet. Breathe out, let the tension just melt and flow down and out of you and into the ground. Return your awareness to your deep core. Really feel like your mind is resting there. Sometimes we're operating out of our head and looking at our body. Instead of that, let your awareness drop down out of your head, past your throat, past your chest, past your heart, deep into your core, a couple of inches below your navel, just in front of your spine. You can feel the gentle movement as the breath goes in and out of expanding and contracting. Just let the breath happen at whatever rhythm it takes. Sometimes long or short, deep or shallow. Just relax with that rhythm as if you were on a nice warm day at the shore, listening to and watching the water just run up the sand and back down into the ocean or lake. So let's be with the rhythm of that breath just for a couple of minutes. And as the gong fades, gently let your eyes open about halfway. Look down under your eyelids at about a 45-degree angle. And be aware of the space that your body is sitting in, your posture. You can see just a little bit in front of you and a little to the side. You can probably see your hands. And the breath is coming in from the atmosphere in front of you, into your nostrils, and it feels like it's going deep into your core. That's your diaphragm pushing down. So feel that expansion. We're three-dimensional beings. Feel your core expanding as the breath fills you, and then contracting as the breath goes out. Comes in from the space in front of you, feeling of filling, then feeling of emptying, and the breath going out into the space in front of you. Now through that process, thoughts may arise. You might hear sounds around you. You might notice something in your field of vision. Rather than looking at something, let your vision be, your gaze be soft. It's really like you're seeing the space that you're sitting in rather than looking at something particular. So soften your gaze. Let sounds come and go. Notice bodily sensations, let them come and go. And let thoughts come and go. They appear as if out of nowhere, arise in your mind and then disappear. There isn't any particular place they come from or go to, just seem to appear. But once in a while, they grab your interest. And one thought takes you into another, into another, into another, and you're someplace else in your mind. Past, future, somewhere else in the present. In a daydream, literally, in a dream. At some point that pops and you realize, oh, I'm here. So you're already back to the present. Just acknowledge that. Daydreaming, present. Reconnect with your posture, feeling of the breath filling and emptying, and awareness of the space around you. We'll do that for a few minutes. If you got drowsy or were off in a long daydream, your posture may have fallen off. So when you realize that and you're back, just reinvigorate your posture, raise your breastbone a little bit. And if you got drowsy, let your eyes open all the way, just naturally, not wide open, not especially wide open, not closed. And again, soft gaze, an awareness of the breath coming in from the space in front of you, filling, and then emptying and out into the space in front of you. If you find yourself pushing the breath out or pulling it in, just let go of control. Be an observer of your breath. I promise your body will breathe itself. As the gong fades, you can reinvigorate your posture, move a little bit if you need to, refresh. It's fine to do short segments of sessions and take a fresh start. When you're ready, reconnect with your posture. And let your gaze be out straight in front of you, not artificially raised, so it'll probably come out a little bit below the horizon. And open up and really soften your gaze, open up your peripheral vision, as if you were looking out at a landscape without looking at any particular detail. Just taking in the big view. We're going to let go of the focus on this internal feeling of emptying and filling, and ride the breath out. As your breath goes out into this air in the room, it mixes with the air, diffuses, and becomes one with the whole atmosphere. In the same way, as the breath goes out, let your awareness decentralize. Let go so much of interest in this and open up to that. Just open awareness to your whole field of vision. All the colors, shapes, and shades of light and dark. to sounds coming in from all around you. Awareness of bodily sensations, smells in the room. An awareness of thoughts coming and going across the sky of your mind, like birds flying across the sky, appearing and disappearing. Breath goes out, and as the breath finishes, the out-breath finishes, just rest in that open awareness. It includes the breath coming in, but we're not so focused on in, and more interested in out. Out, open, rest in spaciousness. Pick up the next out breath, open, and rest in spaciousness. Do that for a few minutes. Again, if your mind wanders into a daydream, as soon as you realize it, just think, that was daydreaming. Back to posture, out, open. And on the next breath, go out and just let go. Don't come back and pick up, just let go of the breath entirely. It's still happening, it's included in your awareness. Breathe out, let go, and just rest in open spaciousness. And now we'll begin the contemplation. Stay with that open spaciousness. Remember our intention to be more authentically present so that we can be more genuinely responsive to others. Breathe out and imagine your awareness extends out beyond the room that you're in, out to the horizon in all directions. Breathe out and imagine that your awareness extends out to the sky in all directions, above and all around. And know that all the living beings on this planet are under the same sky, different places but the same sky. We're all on the same earth, some dwelling in water, but beneath that, the same earth. Same atmosphere between earth and sky. And we all have the same living impulse, the wish, the desire to survive and thrive. We all share the desire for health in body and contentment in mind. We all share the desire to be free from illness and pain and suffering in body, from fear, anxiety, and suffering in our mind. So kindness, loving kindness, caring, is the wish that we, all ourselves and others, have that happiness, that contentment in body and health, contentment in mind, healthy body, content mind. Compassion is the wish that we all, ourselves and others, are free from suffering and all the causes of suffering. Of illness and suffering in body and mind. So think of what makes you feel content and healthy. If you're not feeling that right now, remember moments when you felt that way. And just make the intention, the wish. I wish that I and all beings have that health in body and contentment in mind. with awareness as big as the sky, send that out. That wish out to all beings under that same sky. You could even think that as you're breathing out, that they're sending out to all beings and to yourself that wish. May we all have happiness, health, and contentment, and the causes and conditions for that happiness. Imagine how good, feel how good it feels. Imagine that you're actually able to give that to some people, your loved ones, people you know, all beings. You could give them at least a moment of health and contentment, safety and security. And think of whatever suffering you're going through or have gone through recently. Unhappiness in mind, unhealthiness in body. And have the wish and think that all beings have been experiencing that, more or less. And send out the wish. I wish that we all could be free from the suffering in body and mind, from the causes and conditions that bring about that suffering. You could even imagine that as you breathe in, you're drawing out that suffering from yourself and others, dissolving into space. Filling all beings with happiness, taking away suffering from all beings. And let's go deeper to those causes of happiness and suffering. Causes of suffering are those poisonous emotions like greed, hatred, intolerance, jealousy, pride, and prejudice. And beneath all of those is a deep-seated ignorance. Defensiveness. So establish the wish, I wish I and all beings could be free of, not be under the sway of those poisonous emotions, and instead be filled with the opposite, which is wisdom and love, tolerance, generosity, kindness, patience, appreciation, acceptance. Send out those good qualities to all beings and fill yourself with those. Take away control, the poison of those negative emotions and ignorance. And as the gong fades, let go of what you were envisioning, what you were imagining. Just come back, lower your gaze, and reconnect with being in your body, feeling your breath, feeling the space around you for a few breaths. And to conclude, we connect back with the ground that we established of our intention to be more authentically present so that we can be more genuinely responsive to others. So we can say that we dedicate the practice that we've done to that purpose. So we can say, may the practice, and you can repeat after me or put in your own words, may the practice I have done be of benefit to others as well as myself. And if you'd like to cultivate generosity, you can even say, may the practice I have done be of even more benefit, create even more benefit to others than to myself. And we set the aspiration throughout the day and night, may I be as mindful, kind, and compassionate as I can be. And that concludes our session of mindfulness, awareness, and compassion practice.